Welcome back to another video, and we are back in the studio doing another unboxing. This one is the Yecoo MT Mini. Now, Yecoo make a mini board and a GT series 2-in-1 board. So you often see ads on like Facebook Marketplace and Amazon for these cheap electric skateboards. I never really pay any attention to them, I never really look at them. But I thought to myself recently, are these boards actually any good? A lot of brands that maybe you haven't heard of, a lot of boards that you think, it's like a small board, maybe it's got a small battery, maybe I don't like running streets. But recently I was asked by two people, can you recommend a board for my kid? And I'm like, I'm not sure, because the entry level we're looking at is about 1 gram plus, and parents don't want to spend that much on a board. So we're going to check out one of these budget boards that you might see advertised online but haven't seen people sort of taking out on group rides. So again, this is the Yecoo MT Mini. Yecoo donated this board to the channel for me to have a review and go out and do some filming with. So what I'm going to do is, I know someone who wants to get their kid out on a board, actually a couple of people, so we're going to unbox it, then we're going to get them out and riding it, then we're going to come back and do a review in a couple of weeks. So I guess let's crack it open, see what's inside. As usual, I forgot to bring a knife to the studio. Okay, first up, as we're used to seeing, box in a box. I've had so many arrive. So many arrived recently, absolutely battered. Alright, Yecoo. Usual foam. Okay, so pretty well packaged board. A lot of foam protection around it. So this came by boat and took maybe a couple of months to get here, so it's good to see a ton of packaging on this board. Let's crack this open and have a look. Struggle. Ooh. So the top does look a bit budget board. But you know what? Kind of looking alright. We'll come back to that. Next up, we've got the usual suspects. This is a very light charger. It's going to be 2 amp, isn't it? 2000 milliamps. Just to make it sound more powerful. 2 amp charger. Okay, it's a tiny board, so I don't think you're going to need much more than a 2 amp charger. It's super light though. You wouldn't even notice carrying that in your backpack. Oh, we've got a free light. That's really cool. This is one of the lights I originally put on my budget light video years and years ago. That's really kind of you, putting in a light. Thank you. UK plug, thank you. Not everyone does that. Pretty standard remote, rebranded with Yecoo. It looks a little bit like the one you would get with a Propel. T-tool. Oh, this is pretty cool. A set of Allen keys on a little Y tool. I like that. Manual, a well translated manual as well. Nice one. I'm so used to this entire table being taken up by Skateboard. It's kind of weird to see a mini board on the table for a change. This is actually quite nice, you know. So the board length is actually 85 centimeters, which doesn't come in much smaller than something like an X-Way Atlas at just under 1 meter. The deck is made out of 8 layers of maple, so it's actually a pretty decent deck, I guess. And the quoted speed for this is 40 kilometers an hour, which is 25 miles an hour. Quoted range is 10 to 15 miles. With a 70 kilo rider. They were very honest about how they set these specs. So 70 kilo rider, riding about 20 kilometers an hour on streets that was flat. So the 2 different battery packs, will come to that in a bit, which is why they're saying 10 to 15 miles. I don't know what 100 kilos, what you're going to get out of this. I guess it's kind of like Stoke range really. Max hill climb is about 30%. Again, that's going to be weight dependent, I think. The max load for the board is quoted at 150 kilos, which is absolutely nuts. I'm 100 kilos. Sometimes I ride with a backpack, and I think you won't want to put much more weight on this board than that. It's not going to perform too well otherwise. Charge time is just 2 hours, which is not bad considering that tiny 2 amp charger. It's quoted to have a basic waterproofing coat to deal with splashes. And I think this is a really good and honest way actually of stating your waterproof rating, because you see some brands going, oh, it's waterproof, or it's IPX7 or whatever, and you're always getting cases of water damage, and then they say, oh, sorry, you shouldn't be riding in the rain. So I quite like the way they said we've waterproofed it a bit, but just be sensible really. It looks pretty well sealed up underneath. I'll cut some shots into the bottom of the deck so you can have a good look. And to this battery, you have 2 options like I mentioned earlier. You can have a 150 watt hour Samsung battery. Now I know a lot of aeroplanes limit you to either 100 or 160 watt hours, so I'm guessing that's why they've gone for a cheeky 158, which is pretty good. You might be able to travel on quite a few planes with this board. The other battery is a 252 watt hour Sanyo battery. I think that's the one that's going to be getting you the 50-mile range. At the back, we have got 2 540 watt hub motors. It's been a long time since I've ridden a hub board, and this does not happen very often, but I'm quite looking forward to getting out on this. There seems to be, front wheels are not too bad, they're quite squishy, quite nice. On the back, definitely a lot firmer. 82A it says. 90mm wheels, we'll see. So these are the 90mm wheels for this board. You can get 105mm wheels, but actually looking at this deck, I know they put a cutout here, but I'm thinking someone who weighs 100 kilos is probably gonna get some wheel bite with 105s, maybe even in the 90s. We'll put that to the test. You might want to either get Yecoo to cut a bit more of that board out, or maybe put a riser in there just to pull your wheels away from the deck a little bit. Overall kind of general impressions of this deck before riding, I actually quite like it. Grip tape, super grippy. It does kind of scream budget board with the basic design, but there's no reason you can't just strip the grip off, put something else on. You imagine that board with some snazzy grip tape. It actually looks really good. It does look good. I didn't even check to see if it's charged. I've literally just taken it out of the box. Ooh, got some power. Remote's full, board's got half full. Ooh. This is registering at 50 kilometers an hour. Super quiet. Ooh, I like it. So we've got low. Oh yeah, this is good. So we've got a low mode. Definitely for beginners. We're clocking out 11 kilometers an hour here. We've got a mid mode. Maxing out at 20. High mode. Seems to get up to full speed, but a bit gentle. And then pro mode. Yeah, which is just dumping all the power. Okay. All right. I'm actually quite excited to try this out. I'm gonna head down to the coast and maybe just go for a little beachfront cruise along the seafront. I think this is definitely what this board is for. It's not gonna be a part of London commuting, but I can definitely see it. Yeah, cruising around Olympic Park or just like heading down to the beach, doing a few miles on the seafront. One thing I didn't mention, is it does have just a slight lip on the back. So I think just using that little detail there, yeah, I'm really looking forward to trying this out. Obviously I'm 100 kilos, so if you're watching this and you're quite a light rider, if you're like 70 odd kilos, and you want to come and try this board out, drop me a comment or give me a shout, and I'd love to have you in a video as a kind of rider. Really, this board is intended for a lighter rider. Come along, shoot a video with me, check it out, and give me your opinion. I look forward to it. So this board, it starts at just $399, which is currently £325. If you want to add the bigger battery, it's an extra $70. If you want to add the 105 wheels, it's an extra $50. If you add them both, the bigger battery and the wheels, it's only an extra $100, which maxes out at £400. So, basic version, 300 quid. Extra battery, bigger wheels, £400. Not a bad budget start to your skating. So as I said, I'm going to get out with a couple of lighter riders and see what they think to it. I'm going to hand it over to a couple of friends to let their kids try it out as well and see how they get on with it. I will do a little ride and review of my own riding this board at 100 kilos. And I might do a range test. I'm not expecting a huge amount of range out of it, maybe like 5-7 miles, something like that out of my weight. I do have a discount code for this board. It's Tim Wood. I'll drop the discount code and links to Yecoo in the description box below. Subscribe for more videos, more unboxings. There is a lot more to come. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to pick up your Skate Shop mug. I shall see you in the next one.